Hey, greetings, everyone. It is time for market stats and MOFIRs. We're going to focus on MOFIRs today, a little bit of stats, but so when we talk about market stats and MOFIRs, remember what we're discussing is we've got to have a message that matches the market, and our MOFIRs making offers for immediate response. And so today we're going to look at some things that are making headlines in the business news and how we're going to be able to create an offer and a message around some of this. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we're gonna go here, and let me just go ahead and go full screen so you can see it at its optimum. So let's look at what's making headlines. I perused some of the business journals, and here we have one. Now this one was actually in the San Antonio Business Journal. I'm going to look at some Austin stuff here in a minute, and yet it was from the president of the Texas Builders Association saying home builders prepared for price cuts ahead. He says, we're going to discount the heck out of them. And so look at what Sean Chandler said. Now, by the way, he's the president of Chesmar Homes in northern Travis County, and out in Williamson County. Chesmar's got a president. And he said, the best time to buy a home will be in the next 3 months. He says, I've spoken most builders I've spoken with say that they want to close out their inventory by year end. So this becomes a big opportunity. Here's another thing he said: every builder is going to have to find the right price a home will sell at, and we're going to discount the heck out of them, he added. And of course, let's keep going. But I want you to remember this discount opportunity. There's also in here a conversation about a Lennar earnings call that talked about inventory levels and what Lennar's position is. And let me dive into that just a little further. So this was from the earnings call. Lennar lowers home prices in most markets as rates rise. And here's what they said on their earnings call. Beckwith said Lennar has completed price adjustments successfully in 22 markets, and the lower prices have resulted in more sales and prevented buyers from canceling. Let's look at this next paragraph. He said, finally, there were 7 markets where buyer traffic has slowed, and Lennar has yet to find the right price to spur buyers to close, Beckwith said. That is the case in Austin, Texas, Philadelphia, Minnesota, Utah, Pensacola, Reno, Nevada, and Boise, Idaho. And so he goes on to say, buyers are taking more time to make purchase decisions, may need time to build up confidence that it's time to buy. Beckwith said, of those 7 markets, here's a key point: we're focused on establishing prices to generate growth in sales. And so what I would say is go in and make an offer on a Lennar home, and take their own words. They said they are the ones saying that they are not hitting the price points that is spurring it on. So help them find the price point. Go take your buyers there and see what price will they buy the home at, or the concessions to get an extremely low interest rate. So looking at all this now, and then you have this Lennar article where, Lennar is just gaining approval on a 375 home neighborhood in Pflugerville. They go on in this article to make a point that, they haven't established pricing yet because they're really looking to find out where the market's equilibrium is for pricing of the product that they're going to put there. But see, builders are still moving forward, especially when they've got, dirt at approval stages, because we still overall have a housing deficit. And right now we're in a lull time where we're gaining some inventory. Yet let's take a look at one other thing here, and that is article, Austin Business Journal, home buyers regain power as active listings reach decade plus high. So this is where we get into the message in the MOFIR. This could actually be a very good message. And yet I would back it up with maybe supplement with the conversation that, builders are negotiating, they're incentivizing, they're offering. I know Lennar got an email from a Lennar rep, said we're doing 5.25%. That's probably about 6 discount points to get 5.25%. So a lot of opportunities in the market. This article goes on to say that the Austin Board of Realtors latest housing market data found 971 active listings on the market compared to 9,909 in July of 2000, and 3.1 months of inventory. So keeping in mind, though, that, and we're going to go deeper on that stat on our next one next week, But keep in mind that that's the time we were transitioning into a low inventory market. 3.1 was beginning to feel like, it was a low inventory, tight inventory market. That was the beginning of that time. Now we're swinging back the other way, and we're back at that point. The question is, how far is it going to swing? And I don't think real far. And another reason is, and by the way, Cord Shiflett did a great job for this article in his comments. Home buyers have not had this much leverage and this many options in over a decade. And I think that becomes the MOFIR. Window of opportunity is now, explain why. And then the MOFIR is, if you have any plans to buy a home in the next 24 months, today might be the time to schedule a no obligation strategy consultation, as you have more leverage than you've had in a decade. And set the meeting, get to the kitchen table, have a conversation, and explore opportunities for each individual. And here's another point that I think really deserves paying attention to, and this just came out in the Business Journal as well in the last 2 days. Williamson County, this was migration stats based upon IRS data, that from 2019 to 2020, Williamson County was the third most net migration positive county in the country. And so we had a net migration of 9,905 people, in versus out, based upon tax filings. So that being said, that's some of the data we're looking at today. Your message is, inventory best in a decade. This offers opportunities. Builders and resellers are negotiating. This is and I would come from a position, this is probably a short window of opportunity where we have choices. You as the consumer have choices of inventory, and you have the ability to negotiate favorably. And that window might be limited to 24 months. And as things heat up again, the economy gets going, we're going to absorb that inventory. Development's going to pause a little bit, and it's going to put us right back in a low inventory time. So rather than wait to buy real estate, as Gary Keller says, buy real estate and wait. There you go. Have a great one, folks. We'll talk to you next week. We're going to go a little deeper on the inventory. See ya.